And the issue is Canada's in dire economic straits. The government is making a plan to pull it out of those straits. It needs consultation and approval of Indigenous groups. Karen Restoule is with me right now. You're shaking your head. We were just before the break talking about how we get that, because there's over 600 tribes, if I will, and you can consult, but does that mean the approval of everybody? Or is it the majority? We talked just before the break, you said, well, municipalities, they have pros. But there's always lots of people that don't like it and somehow get a majority and move ahead. So is it majority rules?
I would say that the focus on the ground in First Nation communities is to build consensus. And how do you build consensus, Stephen? It's by having really tough conversations and seeing those conversations through to a point where everyone understands and they have access to all the information. That's what we call transparency. Whether it's good or bad, whether people are going to like it or not, you have those tough conversations, and hopefully you get to a point where people see through and through and they have the information to arrive at a determination.
Yeah, but when say there's 100 people in a room, not all 100, they all have the information. Not all 100 are going to agree. So do the elders or does the chief say, okay, we're going to have a vote, 95, that's pretty good. 80, 60, we're going to have to start over again. What is it?
So it differs per community. Right. Like you say, we're not a monolith here. There's not one way of doing everything, one way of doing things for everyone across the country. It really does, like I say, hard conversations are held at the community level. And ultimately, most communities opt to go towards a vote where citizens of that nation get to decide whether or not they believe that their nation should partner with industry.
So there will be a vote. In many of them, there will be a vote.
In most communities, there's a vote.
Is it 50% plus one? Is it 66? Is it 75?
It's a vote for majority. So it would be, anything. It depends on the community, what their minimum standard is, 50%, 60%. Whatever the case may be.
And I've dealt with for mining companies with Indigenous communities in the Yukon, and I know that by and large people want to have progress. They want to have economic progress, and you can get things moving ahead. Otherwise, though, there are people who are saying, you know what, damn the torpedoes, I don't want this. And then are we going to have stalemates in this country?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I worked in First Nations politics. I've never met a chief who said, I want to continue to manage poverty. There's not one single chief that I've crossed paths with that has said that.
You're absolutely right.
So to be clear, let's just put that out there.
Yeah.
All chiefs aspire for, prosperity and a healthy community.
At what cost, though?
Now that said, at what cost? So when engaging, at least, the projects that I've observed or heard about, or even within my own nation, have been part of in terms of decision making, there are hard conversations. They weigh out the environmental impacts. Are we willing to take on this project? Are we willing to sacrifice maybe this area of our territory because it will bring a certain degree of growth and prosperity to our community, where we can punch our way out and work our way out of poverty and bring ourselves to a better place economically? Yeah, there are sacrifices that are often made in the interest of these projects. But what's important is that the tough conversations are had, right? At the community level, in those rooms, when we're together, we're voicing our concerns and we're working through them with one another.
What about a time frame? Because I hear from business people, they say, well, you know what, we can't wait for years for these consultations. And meaningful consultation can take a lot of time. Now, my argument against that would be saying, well, you know what? No matter, you're still going to be faster than the regulatory authorities because they sit there on their duffs all the time.
Exactly. Yeah. So you have a number of projects that have already gone forward in the past 5 to 10 years. Most recently, Enbridge announced a deal with 23 First Nations where they arrived at something that worked for everyone within a reasonable time frame, because Enbridge, and they're only one example, tons of examples coming out from out west, Enbridge was willing to sit down, have the tough conversations with the nation from the outset to say, here's the thing we want to go out and do. Are you guys willing or interested to come in as partners? And from there, engage in tough conversation. A lot of listening is happening, listening to understand. And from there, deals are cut and off you go. The deal's announced, and I hear it's rolling in the right direction.
That's what we all want, rolling in the right direction. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about, is there going to be kickback against what's going on? Right back after this.